Welcome to Getting Into PC Gaming Part 5. This video is going to deal with deciding on a budget for you guys to spend on your gaming PC, because this is a really tricky subject, because a lot of people ask, how much money should I spend on this PC? Should I get this PC or should I get that PC? Should I get X part or Y part? Well, I'm going to try to clear up some of the misconceptions that a lot of you guys have. Now, obviously, the first thing you gotta realize is how much money do you have? Obviously, spending more money is gonna garner you more performance, but is it worth it? Is it what you're expecting out of your PC, and is it what you want out of your PC? That's the real question. So what you need to ask yourself is, why are you buying a gaming PC? What games are you expecting to play? What frame rates are you expecting? How long are you expecting it to last? And what resolution are you expecting to play at? Because let's just create an imaginary character, Bob. He wants to create a gaming PC so he can play League of Legends with all his friends. Well, Bob isn't going to spend $700-800 on a gaming PC just to play League of Legends. It doesn't seem practical, but I know a lot of people that have done that exact thing, and I'm going to hope that you guys don't. If the games all you want to play are League of Legends, World of Warcraft, RuneScape, stuff like that, don't build an $800 gaming PC. I mean, it's up to you what you spend your money on, but I'm just saying that's not a good idea, considering why are you building an $800 PC if you're, playing League of Legends, World of Warcraft? You can definitely just buy a $400, even a $300 PC that's going to run those titles very well. Now, if you're like the tough guy rich and you're like, I want to play Battlefield 4, Witcher 2, max that shit out at 1440p, 70 frames per second, because 60 frames per second is for pussies, well, then you're going to have to spend a little bit more money. At that point, you're going to be looking at that $8,000, $9,000, $1,000 range. Even more than that if you're playing at 1440p with the frame rates Rich wants. He's going to have to spend, the big bucks. But what do you guys want? Do you just want to play games like Witcher 2 at 1080p at medium settings? Well, if you just want to do that and play games at 30 FPS, you don't gotta spend $1,000. That's a common misconception that a lot of people have. They're just like, oh my god, if I just want to run a game like Witcher 2, it looks beautiful at 1080p at even medium settings, I gotta spend $1,000. That's not true at all. You can play a game like Witcher 2 at 1080p at medium settings with a $600, $500 build. You can even max that thing out and get lower frame rates. Maybe not, at the borderline of playable, but it's definitely up there in decent frame rates. A lot of you guys think that you have to spend $1,000 to play some of the newer titles at 1080p, and if you do want to max out all the newer titles, yes, you are going to have to spend the bigger money. But if you don't, if you're okay with 35, 40 frames per second medium settings, you definitely do not need to spend $1,000. So just remember, ask yourself, what do you want out of your PC? Another thing you gotta ask yourself is the only thing you want gaming. I mean, a lot of guys these days, they want to get into live streaming, they want to get into video editing, they want to get into Photoshop, all that kind of stuff. Well, then you're gonna also have to account for, you have to remember that if you want to do gaming videos, you have to run the game at the same time and run a recorder at the same time. Now, with NVIDIA, it's a little bit easier because Shadowplay works pretty damn well. If you have an AMD card, they're trying to make a competitor to Shadowplay, but I don't know the status of it yet, so I can't vouch for it. But say you use a program like Fraps. That's a very popular recording software on PCs. Well, that's very taxing on a CPU. So if you want to get into recording, make sure you have a decent CPU, and that's going to obviously cost you extra money. If you want to do video editing, really high-end video editing, again, you're going to need a really high-end CPU, whereas for gaming, all you would need is, say, an i3 or an i5. If you really want to get into high-end video editing, you're going to want something like an i7, which is about $100 to $150 more expensive than the i5. But these are all questions you have to answer yourself. Do you want to do video editing? What kind of resolution do you want to play at? What kind of frame rates do you want? All those questions you gotta ask yourself. Just because you have the money to buy something, guys, don't just waste money on something that's gonna be power wasted. I mean, don't buy a GTX 780 if you're playing games like Battlefield 3 at 1080p. I see a lot of people buying GTX 780s when they're playing games like, pretty mediocre running games performance-wise. I mean, like World of Warcraft. I actually have a friend that has a GTX 770, and the games he plays is World of Warcraft, League of Legends, and RuneScape. Yeah, think about that for a second. Did you really need to spend, $400 on that graphics card? I don't think so. I just want to make sure you guys don't make the same mistake. I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, and it isn't, cost efficient, so to speak. I mean, again, it's your money, so do whatever the hell you want with it. I mean, if you want to show off your big GTX 770 like it's a giant penis to everyone, I guess buy it, but it's a waste of money and it doesn't make a lot of logical sense. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this series of videos. I hope I've been helping you a lot with it. And just remember, with deciding on a budget, it's all up to you. If you do want to spend $1,000 because you want to look cool in front of your friends and still just play League of Legends, RuneScape, and World of Warcraft, then spend $1,000. It's your money. I can't say anything. I'm just a fucking dude behind a computer in New York. But yeah, it's at the end, it's always up to you guys, and just make sure you don't overspend if you really are the kind of person that's taking money from your parents for a birthday. Just get something that's gonna work to your needs, that's gonna last as long as you expect it to last. Don't overspend on stuff, guys, or don't underspend. I don't typically see people underspending. That's something I don't see a lot of people doing, but overspending is something I see all the time, especially with the PMs I get on YouTube. It's like, hey, I'm trying to get a PC to run Battlefield 4 at decent settings and decent frame rates. Why do you have a GTX Titan in this build? Just because you have $3,000 doesn't mean you have to spend it. The Titan's not all that good anyway, but that's a whole different other topic. Thanks for watching this video, guys. It means a lot to me. As always, leave recommendations for future videos in the comment section down below. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I will talk to you guys again for part 6 of this series, and I will talk to you all later. Peace!